All right, let's get right into it. Across the Gulf, a whole new kind of architecture is rising. And I'm not talking about skyscrapers, but a digital infrastructure that's completely reshaping the region's economy. So today, we're going to break down this massive technological and investment shift that's happening right now in the GCC. And the scale of this thing is just wow. Get this. By 2027, we're talking about a projected $3.1 billion being poured into developing new data centers across the Gulf. That's billion with a B. And this isn't just some random spending spree, it's the direct result of a huge shift in policy. So that really brings us to the core question here. What's the engine behind this multi-billion-dollar boom? Why are all the hyperscale cloud providers and global tech firms suddenly rushing to build physical infrastructure in this one specific region? Well, the answer is both surprisingly simple and incredibly strategic.
It all boils down to something called the localization mandate. Now that might sound a little dry, but trust me, this isn't just another piece of regulation. It has become one of the most powerful engines for infrastructure investment in the entire region, turning what could have been a simple compliance rule into a major economic catalyst.
So what is data localization exactly? It's a simple but really powerful idea. If data is created inside a country, it has to be stored on servers that are physically in that same country. We're talking about sensitive stuff here, national, financial, and personal information that Gulf governments now demand must stay within their borders for reasons of security and sovereignty. And you have to realize what a fundamental change this is. The old way of doing things allowed data to be stored all over the world, wherever it was most efficient. This new mandate, it's a complete reversal. For tech companies that want to tap into the GCC's high-value markets, having a local, physical data center is now the non-negotiable cost of doing business.
And this isn't some vague regional trend either. It's being actively driven by two economic powerhouses that are setting the standard for data sovereignty across the entire Gulf, Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates.
In Saudi Arabia, this isn't just an IT policy. It's a core piece of their massive national economic strategy, Vision 2030. The kingdom has rolled out these very detailed frameworks that classify data, making it crystal clear that any important government and strategic sector information must be stored right there at home. And that regulatory clarity has brought in huge commitments. You've got government bodies like the NDMO setting the rules, and then you see major players like Aramco and Google Cloud partnering up on new facilities. At the same time, you have local companies like Center3 and Datavolt just rapidly expanding capacity. The message is loud and clear. To do business here, you build here.
The UAE has taken a really similar complementary path. As the region's main financial and business hub, its focus is on making sure that critical banking, healthcare, and sovereign data stay under domestic control. This reinforces the trust and security that are absolutely essential for any global financial center.
So you've got authorities like the Central Bank and the Abu Dhabi Global Market enforcing these strict data residency rules. And the result? The biggest names in tech, we're talking Microsoft, AWS, Oracle, they have all expanded their cloud regions inside the UAE to stay compliant and compete for those incredibly lucrative public sector and financial contracts.
So here's the crucial point. What started as what could have been a potential headache for international companies, just another compliance rule, has evolved into something much, much bigger. It's become a core part of market strategy and a massive economic driver in its own right.
You can really see this evolution, and it's key to understanding the whole phenomenon. First, it was just a box-ticking exercise. Then it became the absolute prerequisite for doing business. And now it's a full-blown economic catalyst, forcing investment and creating a whole new ecosystem of jobs and opportunities.
And you can see the physical result of that strategy. It's estimated that by the end of 2025, a staggering 134 megawatts of new data center capacity will be online across the GCC. That is a massive amount of computing power, all of it built to meet these localization demands.
And the benefits just ripple out far beyond the construction sites. Each new data center creates demand for highly skilled jobs in engineering and cybersecurity. It allows for the secure deployment of AI models using local data. It's even pushing investment into sustainable solutions like solar-powered cooling. A local data footprint is now the ticket you need to participate in the region's ambitious smart city projects.
So when you put all these pieces together, the policy, the investment, the ripple effects, you start to see the grand vision behind this whole strategy. It's about consciously and deliberately building a sovereign and secure digital future.
The term data fortress isn't just a catchy metaphor. It's a calculated framework designed to do two things at once: protect citizens and national interests by ensuring data sovereignty, and at the same time, attract the global capital and technology needed to build self-reliant digital economies.
And this really says it all. This isn't about digital protectionism. It's about creating a secure environment where innovation can flourish, but the economic benefits, the value, the talent, and the knowledge remain and grow within the Gulf. It's a really powerful vision for a resilient digital future.